Hey everybody, it's Josh, and it's been a while since I've done one of these, but I had a fun conversation today, and it made me think, I'll get on here and make a video about it and tell everybody. So, here we go, let's get started. So I'm picking my kids up from school yesterday, and my 10-year-old tells me that he was in their character building class the day before. And character building is something they have at their school, which is really awesome. It is where they actually go and they have a class where they learn about being a good person. They actually learn about faith. They learn about God and Jesus and, just in general. It's a good thing in their school, which surprises me that a public school does it. But we're in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, enough to where they can get away with it. So I like it. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Because he tells me, he says, Dad, you have no idea how hard it is to sit through these classes and not ask questions or not say the things we talk about. And I said, what do you mean, bub? Why don't you ask questions? And he says, well, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want them getting mad at me for asking questions. I said, why would someone get mad at you for asking questions? He said, well, I just don't understand some of the stuff, and it makes me curious about, there's so many people in the world, and other people have other faiths and religions, and are they going to go to hell, and just because they were taught and raised to believe something else, the kids in all these other countries, or... It was a very good question. It was a very good question, and I was a little upset that he couldn't ask. I said, Bub, you got to be able to ask these kind of questions. You're there to learn stuff, and that person's trying to teach you, and I've taught you what I think at home, and we have conversations about it. And I think you should talk with your teacher at character building and feel free to ask those questions. He's like, I don't know, Dad. I just don't want to get in trouble. And I told him, I said, listen, I said, don't you think, I said, let's just assume that everything about God and Jesus and creating us in his image and making us like we are is all true. It's all 100%. There's no gray area. There's no nothing. I said, don't you think that a God that would make you the inquisitive, always asking questions, wanting to know what's going on, I said, don't you think if he made you like this that he would want you to ask questions and question things? If that's honestly what you feel. And he was like, well, yeah, I guess so. I said, good. I said, you need to feel free to ask questions. Don't ever be afraid. If you've got a question, whether it's me, Chrissy, a teacher, ask questions. You're never going to find anything out if you don't ask questions. And so that was a good conversation. I enjoyed that conversation. We had a good talk about it. I went away from it pretty good. I feel like he's a smart little boy. He's a smart little boy, and he asks a lot of questions, and he really soaks things in. So I'm hoping next time he's at class and they're doing their character building that he'll chime in and ask a question or say what he thinks. Which led me to another conversation I had, which kind of tied in with that one. So it's getting that time of year. Fields are all turning brown. Everything's getting ready for harvest here in the next month or so. And before you know it, it'll be Christmas tree season. I always love a real Christmas tree in my house. I don't like plastic trees. We've had a fake tree for the last few years just because our house isn't really in a good shape. We've been working on it. And this year we've got our house, a lot of construction stuff wrapped up. We're to the point now to where we actually have a space in our living room where we can put a Christmas tree and get a real one. And we got talking about it, Chrissy and I did. And it just, knowing what I know, it seems a bit silly. Now, we'll still put a tree up because of the kids. Because what I'm about to tell you, I don't talk to them about because, I think they should get to have that childhood. But, okay, here comes a big red pill. Here comes a big red pill, and I don't know how many of you know it. Maybe a lot of you already do. You're pretty smart people, probably. Maybe a lot of you already know this, and I'm just talking for no reason. But I'm going to assume for this video you don't. Okay. So does anyone know why we put a Christmas tree in our house at Christmas? Why we put pine trees or fake pine trees in our house and decorate them and put presents under them for Christmas? Nobody? Okay. Oh, you don't? Oh, awesome. Well, I'm going to tell you. So the reason we do it, because I think we've had plenty of biblical scholars talking about how Jesus was not born in the wintertime, right? Because shepherds aren't out with their flocks in the wintertime grazing or something like that. I know I've learned it all before, but I can't remember exactly why. But it's a pretty good consensus that he wasn't born on December 25th. You know what I mean? That's just kind of a thing that was appointed that day. Now, that should make you stop and think, too. Well, why would they pick that time of the year? I don't know. Now, why do we put Christmas trees in our house? Does anyone know the symbology, or whatever that word is, symbolism of a Christmas tree? And what the shape of a Christmas tree represents? A Christmas tree shaped like this, okay, is the pagan symbol of a blade or a man's, a phallus, a penis. Yeah, a penis. You are sticking a big green penis in your living room. I didn't make that up. That's legit. It's a pagan holiday. It's a pagan tradition. Yeah. Okay, so let's just stick with that. So you're putting this, we'll call it a blade for the purposes of this, in your living room, and then you decorate said blade or penis. And then after you do all that, after you decorate it, you know, put all your lights, all your family pictures, you know, your little ornaments with pictures on them, all these things that you're decorating this 6 foot tall penis you have in your house with, you then give it offerings. You put offerings under it. Your presents underneath that tree are offerings to a 6 foot tall pagan penis that you've right before that decorated with lights, ornaments, tinsels, you know, candy canes, strings of popcorn, whatever the heck you're going to put around it. So you've now decorated and gave offerings to this giant penis in your house. Some people put multiple ones up all over the place. It seems a little bit odd to me, but that's what they do. And then on Christmas Day, you open your presents. Listen, I'm not gonna say anything else. I think we can all be adults and understand what's happening here. But just think about that. Just think about that this year when you're pulling that old dusty Christmas tree out of the attic or out of your garage, putting up the plastic one, or you're out cutting one down or picking it up, leaning against Walmart or Kroger or something. Just stop and think, wow, instead of tree, say penis. Like, oh, that's a nice penis. I think I'll just put that one in my, oh, there's an ambulance. Hold on. Hope everybody's all right. Okay. So yeah. So there's that. And when I was talking to Chrissy about that, then I got to thinking, well then what the hell are we going to do for Easter? Because Easter, I'm not sure how many of you know the Easter story, how many of you are, Christians, go to church, were raised in Sunday school. But on Easter, Good Friday is when they crucified Jesus, and which is a whole nother thing. I won't even get into that in this video. And then on Sunday, when we have Easter, is when he came back from the grave, right? When he walked right out of that tomb, when he rolled the stone away and came walking right out. rabbit? Was there a magical rabbit in that story that breathed life into Jesus' body? Or, I don't know, hopped out in front of him to tell everybody that, hey, everyone, Jesus is coming. Was it a magical rabbit that did that? Nah, I don't remember that. I don't remember that at Sunday school. Okay. But surely, when he died, he got put inside of an egg, and then he hatched out of the egg. Right? That had to have been how it happened. Otherwise, none of that shit makes sense. Oh, no? Also not part of the story. Dang. Okay. So wait. You mean to tell me that there was no magical rabbit that hopped out in front of Jesus as he came back to life to tell everybody he returned, and he didn't hatch out of an egg? Well, then what? Why do we send our kids out with baskets to pick up eggs and find them that we hide as adults? We go out and hide them. Oh, look, it's fun for the kids. We're going to go hide Easter eggs and put candy and money, your change, whatever it is you put in your Easter eggs. I don't know, maybe you do carrots if you're a weirdo. And then we send our small children out and we say, oh, honey, go find the eggs. Go fill up your basket with eggs. Now, the basket, okay, so this is Christmas. This is the basket, okay? The basket is the pagan symbol for feminine. Represents the womb, carrying of water, carrying of children, okay? It's the womb. That, male, female. So on Christmas, we throw up a giant penis. On Easter, we send our kids out and take videos of them walking around with what is essentially a womb in their hand, picking up eggs, symbols of fertility, that a magical bunny, what are bunnies known for? Being fast and humping a lot, right? So we send our kids out with a womb to pick up eggs that some bunny's been out in our yard humping or something all night, leaving for them to pick up and find. And then they open it up and like, oh, candy, I just got a little mini Snickers or some stupid shit. I guess I don't understand how we've all just, for the last, I don't know. I'm going to say 150, 200 years, longer maybe. Who knows how long? I wasn't around. I don't know when it got started. But what I'm telling you is that all of us Christians, raised and born and taught to be Christians as we were kids, and not even Christians, who knows, maybe you're an atheist and you do that kind of stuff too, are performing pagan rituals. I want you to think about that real carefully. Your church probably even has a Christmas tree up in it during Christmas time. I want you to stop and think, next time you walk into a church and you see a Christmas tree decorated, that is a giant penis for a pagan holiday. It's the holiday where they used to celebrate the shortest day of the year. It had to do with lunar cycles and all this crazy stuff that I don't know that well, but what I do know is it was a penis symbol. Yeah, that's why we celebrate Christmas then, and that's why we use a Christmas tree. And then in Easter, which is planting, fertility, the god Ishtar. Wait, that sounds familiar. Ishtar? Is that how you pronounce that pagan god's name? Ishtar? That sounds suspiciously like Easter. Son of a bitch. Am I the only one that feels like we've been fooled and tricked? And that maybe, just maybe, we're all performing pagan rituals on pagan holidays and being told that it's Christian stuff and that we're really worshiping God, and all this is Christ worship and God worship, and it's all good and love, and look at this beautiful penis and womb and rabbits and humping. And you even have people that refer to themselves as Christmas and Easter Christians, like people that just go to church on Christmas and Easter. They just go for the sexual holidays, apparently. So yeah, take that. Let that roll around, ruminate. Let that set up camp in your mind, and you've just been red-pilled. So, and now just think about this. If they're lying about that, if all of that is a lie, and if you don't think that people who are actually in charge and deep into religion, deep into the cult, deep into all these things, if you don't think they know that, you're a fool. If you don't think that the people at the uppermost part don't watch you do that every single year and think, yep, well, we got them to do the pagan ritual again. They went out and bought shit they didn't need to put it underneath of a giant penis and then open it and then put eggs inside of a womb with their children, representing Ishtar, the god of fertility, where people used to sacrifice their children. That's fine. But if they can make you do those things and spend your money on that stuff, what else do you think that they make you do? I just want you to think about shit as you go through your everyday life and think to yourself, why the hell do I do this? All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.